She asked him the question no human ever expects from an alien princess. "Can you pretend to be my boyfriend?" A voice trembled, not from fear, but from something far more dangerous. Every royal guard in the palace stared at him, unaware that the simple human mechanic standing beside her was anything but ordinary. They didn't know his real rank, or what he was truly capable of. And as the room tightened with suspicion, one thought echoed: if he said yes, galaxies could burn. If this opening already has your curiosity humming, go ahead and tap like. It seriously helps. And hey, if you enjoy hfyStories where humanity goes from underestimated to unstoppable, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of chaos. Share it with a friend who loves alien drama and shocking twists. The princess shouldn't have been anywhere near the human repair bay, let alone stepping inside it alone. Yet there she was, Princess Leora of the Veil Sari, Empire gliding past humming engines and scattered tools until she stopped directly in front of him. Jace Ryland, the quiet, harmless mechanic, wiped grease off his hands as if that could disguise the sudden tension building in the air. Her silver eyes were wide, almost pleading. "Jace, I need your help. I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend." For a heartbeat, he wondered if he misheard her. A princess asking him, a human nobody, to play the part of her royal companion? It sounded like the opening scene of a bad interstellar drama, but her voice wasn't playful. It was stressed, urgent, a voice that carried the weight of people who grew up with enemies waiting behind every door. Before he could respond, the palace guards appeared, scanning him with that familiar mix of disdain and curiosity. To them, he was fragile, slow, a background character in their glowing empire. If only they knew. Leora stepped closer, lowering her voice. "Please, if you say no, I might not survive tonight." Jace exhaled slowly. This was about to get dangerous. Jace didn't answer right away. He simply studied her, really studied her, while the soft thrum of the palace generators echoed through the repair bay. Leora looked terrified in a way only someone raised inside a political maze could be. Whatever she was running from, it wasn't small. But Jace Ryland had learned long ago that nothing in this empire was small. He turned back to the half-disassembled engine on his bench. To anyone watching, it looked like he was avoiding her question. In truth, he was buying time calculating, measuring risk, replaying old memories he wished he could forget. Back on Earth, he'd been known by a different title. A rank whispered with respect in military circles and fear in hostile galaxies. The kind of rank that could topple negotiations with a single appearance. The kind of title that made enemies. So he buried it under grease, silence, and a fake work assignment in the Veil Sari docks. No one here could know. Leora shifted beside him, voice trembling. "There's a noble house planning to force a union. If I show up with a partner of my choosing, I can challenge the claim. But he has to be fearless." A faint, humorless smile touched Jace's lips. Fearless? If only she knew who she'd just asked. The Veil Sari Palace was a living labyrinth literally. Bio-woven walls pulsed with soft violet light as if the whole structure breathed in slow, patient rhythms. Jace walked beside Leora through its endless corridors, feeling the palace study him with every step. The place had a way of making humans feel small, like insects wandering inside a god's ribcage. Which, honestly, was the point. Guards lined the passageways in ceremonial armor that shimmered like liquid crystal. Their eyes swept over Jace with barely concealed irritation. To them, he was a risk, an outsider. A fragile terrestrial creature who should have stayed in the docks with his tools. He kept his expression neutral, hands relaxed, footsteps steady. Every movement practiced, measured, forgettable. Dal-ao moved closer, lowering her voice. "They already suspect something. Just stay calm. Don't let them provoke you," he almost laughed. If they knew the truth, they'd be the ones staying calm. As they approached the throne chamber, the temperature seemed to drop. Massive doors peeled open like metal petals, revealing a circular hall filled with nobles. Conversations halted. Dozens of alien eyes turned in their direction. Whispers spread. Who is he? Why him? A human? Jace felt the weight of every gaze. This palace didn't just watch. It judged. The moment they stepped into the throne chamber, tension snapped through the room like a live wire. Nobles leaned forward, hungry for scandal. and at the center of them stood Lord Velcor, the towering noble who wanted Leora for a political bond. His silver crest flared as he sneered at Jace. "A human?" Velcor's voice boomed. "This is your chosen mate, princess? This fragile thing?" The room snickered. A wave of humiliation washed toward Jace, manufactured, intentional, and far too familiar. Leora flinched beside him, and something inside Jace tightened. Then Velcor stepped closer, poking a clawed finger against Jace's chest. "Speak, little mechanic. Tell us your purpose here." Jace finally looked up, really looked at him. And for the first time, something in his posture shifted. Not enough for most to notice, but enough. His shoulders straightened, subtly, his stance widened, precisely, his breathing slowed, dangerously calm. Every instinct he'd buried for months rose like a silent beast. "My purpose?" Jace said softly. "Protecting the princess," Velcor scoffed. "And how do you plan to do that, with your bare hands?" Ace's eyes remained steady, unblinking. "If I must." For a moment, the entire hall went still. Too still. Because even without knowing his rank, everyone felt it. He wasn't pretending anymore. Silence clung to the hall like frost. Velcor's smirk faltered, not because Jace threatened him, but because something deeper shifted. A pressure, a presence. A warning his instincts couldn't ignore. Leora's hand brushed Jace's arm, steadying herself. "Jace, don't," she whispered. But it wasn't fear, it was recognition. Velcor, trying to reclaim dominance, lunged forward to seize Jace by the collar, a mistake. With a single controlled movement, Jace stepped aside, redirected the noble's momentum, and sent the towering alien crashing to one knee. Gasps erupted across the chamber. Humans weren't supposed to move like that. Not here. Odd anywhere. Guards reached for their weapons, but froze when Jace raised one hand, palm open, a gesture used only by high-ranking Earth commanders during ceasefire negotiations. A gesture no mechanic should know. Leora stared at him, realization widening her eyes. "You're not who you said you were, are you?" Jace exhaled. "No, I'm not." The nobles trembled. Even Velcor stayed down. Then Leora stepped closer, voice softer than ever. "Jace, pretending to be my boyfriend wasn't the real question." She swallowed, gathering courage. "The real question is, will you stand with me? Not for show, for real? Because after this, the entire empire will come for us." Jace met her gaze. "I'll stand with you." No pretending. The hall erupted fear, disbelief, fury, but for the first time, Leora smiled. Because she hadn't chosen a mechanic. She'd chosen a human, and in this galaxy, that meant legend.